Everyone loves to talk and everyone has something to say, but we have all had those conversations that we know we do not care about. We know that. And the person is talking, you're just there, you're zoning out, you're barely listening. You're kind of just there, right? And we compare that to having a conversation where we actually want to listen to the person wants to listen to us, we're actually engaged, we connect with them. And you might not even have known them for long, but you have better conversations with them and you actually feel more connected, you feel more engaged with that person. So, what is the main difference? It's two main things. Now, firstly, it's about authenticity and having a real connection with that person. Okay, that is first and foremost. There are people out there you're going to connect with better, and there's going to be people where there's not really much to talk about. They might be a bit dry, they might be a bit boring, don't have a personality, whatever it is about them. You just don't connect with them well, right? You have nothing in common, right? You have to first and foremost just accept that as it is, right? You're not going to be able to connect good with every single person that you meet. You're not going to be able to meet people, the conversation flows good. That's not going to happen with everyone. With some people, conversation is going to flow effortlessly. And with other people, it's going to feel more forced and you're not going to want to be there because it feels like your energy is just getting drained as opposed to, you're actually getting something positive out of the conversation. And I think that forcing it and faking it doesn't work because you're not actually invested, and they might not be able to tell, but within yourself that you'd rather be with anyone else, but you're there talking to that person and you're stuck talking to that person, and that deep inside you, but you just want to be nice and you're talking to that person anyway. So firstly, you got to find the people that you can actually connect with, because you're not going to be able to connect with every single person you meet, and you have to understand that not everyone's going to like you, not everyone's going to be able to conversate with you on a level that you want to conversate. You might want to have deeper conversations, because the deeper conversations tend to be the ones that build better long-term connections, and they're the connections that you actually are like, yeah, I actually like seeing that person, interacting with that person and being with that person. But we're not trying to be buddy with all the nerds, all the dorks, everyone, right? And we're not, because at the end of the day, we don't want to put a facade on to fit in with people that, that we don't really like, we don't really want to spend time with. And, when we're trying to put on a facade, when people put on a facade, they tend to just hate themselves anyway, right? And like Kurt Cobain said, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for being someone that I'm not. And once you've established and found those who you can connect with, where you can be unapologetically yourself and speak how you want to speak, this is how you leave a lasting impression and have good conversations with people that remember you for you, right? And this is your natural charisma, right? You've stripped everything down. You've gotten rid of the layers of bullshit. You've gotten rid of the fluff. And all you have left after you've, let go of all the bullshit is the authentic version of yourself. And that's the level that you want to be at, right? Firstly, understanding that you're not going to be able to connect well with everyone you meet. And secondly, just understanding that when you do find those people, you're able to be yourself around them. You're able to act how you act. You're able to say the shit you want to say, no matter how outrageous, no matter how egregious, whatever it is, bro. You're just yourself. You're just being yourself around them. So when you're in these situations with these people, what you'll find is that you're not trying to take energy from the room, but you're actually adding value to the conversation, and you're not trying to prove anything. You're just being you authentically, right? And people love when you're authentically yourself. Whether you can consciously see it or not, people will subconsciously pick up on when you're trying hard for other people's approval, because at the end of the day, it's not really an attractive thing that other people like, right? When you're sitting there, you're trying to take energy from the room, you're just saying shit for the sake of just saying it, people are going to be looking at you and be like, does this person, like, what is this guy saying? Like, you're just kind of just saying things for other people's approval. It's not coming from a place of authenticity. You can tell the energy is off. You can tell that, people are just bullshitting for other people's approval. And it's just not really like a good thing. Like, I don't know. When you're in those situations, you can definitely read it in people. But it's just an obvious thing when you know how to read energy. And even if you don't know how to read energy, it's pretty obvious as well. Finally, once you understand who you are, once you understand, this is actually me, and once you've stripped away all the bullshit layers and you know who you are, you understand that you won't be able to connect with everyone, and you're authentically yourself because of that. And this is when you add the cherry on top, and that is depth in conversation. And this is the most important thing, I believe, because this is how you connect with people. Once you find out, these are the people that I can connect with, you go in depth with the conversations that you have with them. It's not just about like having an array of different topics to talk about. It's about, damn, okay, you like this thing, I like this thing, let's go into depth and let's talk about this, because those are the conversations where that person actually remembers you, that you have a longer lasting impact on that person, because your conversation is more memorable than, how are you today? How has work been? How's this? How's that? And you're just talking about a bunch of bullshit. Those conversations don't leave lasting impressions on people's minds. It's the conversations where you go in depth, you talk about things where, you're interested in that thing, the other person's interested in that thing, and you go into depth. It's not just about the surface level and talking about surface level shit, because if you think about it, and if we think about it, you have to understand that most people only have surface level conversations. Therefore, if they only have surface level conversations, compare that to a more in-depth conversation. Which one out of the two is going to have a greater impact on someone's mind? It's obviously the more in-depth one, right? So, right, asking an array of shit, don't be doing that, right? It's about uncovering the layers, asking someone one thing, like, what's your favorite this or that, or how did you get into this, and just flowing the conversation from that point. For example, what do you like to do for fun? Oh, I like playing soccer. What made you get into soccer? Oh, my dad, enrolled me in the sport when I was younger. Oh, did your dad used to play soccer? Oh, yeah, he played when he was younger. He was actually really good, and I'm trying to aspire to be like him. What makes you, look up to your dad so much? Blah, blah, blah. And it just keeps going, it keeps flowing, it keeps continuing. And those are the conversations that leave lasting impressions, right? It's just about asking the questions, going more into depth, uncovering the layers in the conversation, because you have to see every single person in this world as a different individual, and every single individual has their own unique experiences. So if everyone has their own unique experiences, that means everyone has done some different shit. Everyone's probably been through some different shit, some more than others. Some have been through more shit than other people have. But because that's how everyone is, this is how you get people to open up. This is how you get people to connect with you more. But first and foremost, you have to understand that you're not going to be able to connect with every single person you meet. And you don't take that personally. You just understand that that's how it is. Some people are more open. Some people are more closed. Sometimes you might be able to, connect with someone better, make them open up more. It just depends on you as well as the person. What's your conversational skills like? Are you good at helping people become more comfortable so that they're more comfortable to open up around you? And you have to understand that this is how you're going to be able to leave a lasting impression on that person, right? It's about that depth in conversation. It's about allowing that person to open up and feel comfortable around you. And it's about allowing that conversation to be remembered, as opposed to just having a boring conversation where they have the same conversation with every other single person they meet. And that is how you do it.